Fellas, I'm here to tell you the secret. I mean, time and time again, I've tried to cut down weight and I can't figure it out. I can't find out why I struggle so much. I go into this super motivated. I feel like there's no way I'm not gonna do this. I'm perfectly capable of it. So I cut down my calories, I increase my cardio, and next thing you know, I binge eat. And so I pick myself back up. I say, mistakes happen. Let me get back at it. Tomorrow's a new day. Let's cut down calories again. Start fresh. 3 days later, I binge eat. And it gets to the point where these binge eating sessions, I mean, it's a nightmare because once you get into the mentality that you failed, you're like, why not? Let me overindulge. I already messed up. I already failed my plan. I may as well enjoy myself. So I eat more and more. And suddenly I've eaten like 4,000 to 10,000 calories. So I pick myself back up. I say, okay, well, I feel disgusting. I've ate so much crap. Like I can do it this time. I definitely can. And I go a couple days, yeah, because I have an extra 10,000 calories in me. I feel good. But a week comes along and I binge eat again. It's hard. It's hard because you give yourself these deadlines where you're like, man, I need to lose this weight by this set date. And if I don't, then I'm an absolute failure. And most of the time, 99% of us never make it. And it's with good reason, y'all. I can't blame you. See, it's overly easy to eat whenever and whatever you want nowadays. It's hard to have that resilience, to have the discipline to say no to foods when it just tastes so gosh darn good and it makes you feel so gosh darn good. I've struggled with this for years now, and I'm right now currently cutting down again. But there's things I've learned along the way, and I want to share that with you because it's helped me every single time I decide to cut down to a really low body fat percentage. If I earn your trust at any point in this video, feel free to head down in the description below. I have a link. I have a coaching program. I can get you training and a diet plan based on what you prefer to get you results. But without further ado, my biggest thing is momentum. It's the biggest key. Now, momentum is what I'm currently doing now. I'm giving myself 1 week, 2 weeks to really get myself together because I believe the biggest thing is your diet. At the end of the day, if you're not enjoying your diet, if you're under eating, if you're even overeating, it's not going to get you results. You can do all the cardio in the world you want, but if you are eating way too many calories, you just will not lose the weight. You just won't. You won't. You need to be in a calorie deficit. And how do you do that? You eat foods you enjoy. Myself personally, I eat everything I love to eat, and I eat whatever I want to eat. Why? Because I've come to learn what works for me. So because we know the cycle never works, you can't just crash your calories and then binge eat, and this was never ending, right? We know this doesn't work. We've been there, we've done that. So what does work? Momentum. You give yourself a week, 2 weeks to lock in what you're going to be eating. And I eat the same things every day. Why? Because of simplicity. When you're having to think about what you're going to eat, you wake up and you feel like eating this, feel like eating that. It's like, why do you run on your emotions so much? Eat what you like every single day, have it locked in, know exactly how many calories you're getting, how much protein you're eating, all the nutrients you need in your diet to feel good, have good testosterone levels, and you're good. Don't overthink it. Just don't. I revolve my diet around meat. Why? Because I believe red meat is at its core the most nutritionally dense food in the world. It contains all essential vitamins, all essential minerals. I mean, you could literally eat just red meat as you've seen on the Lion diet and make it just fine. Add some salt so you don't cramp up and get dehydrated, water so you're not dehydrated, and you're fine. And I take it a step further and I enjoy other things on top to give me more energy levels because there's research that says going too low on the carbs actually lowers your testosterone. So I keep them in. Now, once you've gone past this 1 week, 2 week, maybe even a month of eating the same thing and not having to think about it, you're getting results, you're in the clear. Your diet has now become so simple and easy to follow, you don't have to worry about it as much as you used to when you first started. Because when you first start, you become so over analytical and you just think, well, I need to eat this, I need to eat that, and I have this many calories left in my day, I may as well eat them, and you just eat without needing to eat. Because if you put yourself in the proper deficit, you're not going to ever really feel hungry. You will slightly from time to time. You may feel slightly hungry, but most of the time it's probably just boredom. You just feel like eating because that's what you're used to doing. You're used to eating when you're bored. You want a little bit of dopamine. You want to feel good. So now you've done it for a set prolonged amount of time, you can start incorporating new foods, giving some variety, going out and enjoying yourself. And now suddenly you're just substituting things here and there. And you start to see what makes you feel good, what is worth eating, what is not. Because at the end of the day, food is energy. That's all it is at the end of the day. Our body takes it in, produces energy, gets what it can from the nutrition in it. And if you're eating garbage food, you're gonna feel like garbage throughout the day. And suddenly you're gonna start thinking about, well, is this actually worth me eating? And now that you've overcome that second step of, hey, I can involve some variety, I can kind of live a little bit, go into step number 3, push yourself to get some steps in. Steps is more calories. So the more steps you get in, and it's a very low taxing way of doing cardio, you're not gonna feel as tired as doing sprints. Because after you do sprints, you kind of ache, you feel beat up. So walking, pushing for 10,000 steps more if you can, the more the better. I mean, I spend about 4 hours a day at work whenever I have some free time just walking. I just walk. But get your steps in and get 3 workouts at least. At least 3 workouts. Maybe you can get away with 2, but you need resistance training in there, because if you're losing weight, you need to give your body a reason to maintain your muscle mass. Because if you're not using your muscles, then your body's gonna think, well, I may as well take energy from there, right? And that's the last thing we want. We're here to have muscle. We're here to look aesthetic. We're here to have a good physique. We're not here to become overly shredded but with no muscle on us. Then we'll just look skinny, right? Not aesthetic. Again, link down below if you need help with your journey. Appreciate you, fellas. Remember to live life. I mean, at the end of the day, don't let this overconsume you. Once you've made it an easy, simple lifestyle, I mean, you just maintain it with no problem. See you, fellas.